Hä, die
You have
Gemeinlingsfrau.
returned to me.
Oh Gott.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left
Wir
your
haben doch noch nicht
side.
abgecatcht. Warte doch mal kurz. I never left your side. Attempt to outwait. Das ist so creepy gewesen. Ich sag mal, du instant. Oh, you have returned to me. Oh Gott. Okay, dann lass mich halt vergessen.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Oh Gott! Oh! 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 Bring the prisoner to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Hui!
If you don't, it will be the end of
Also
the
wir haben
world.
Errungenschaften bekommen, wartet. Wir haben The Real Slay the Princess starts here. You'll know it when you see it. Dann A Guarded Vessel, bring the prisoner to her. 27% nur. Und I never left your side, attempt to outweigh your destiny. Sehr gut. Also, wir gehen jetzt einfach. Sind wir zurück im Hotel? Scheinbar.
Seriously? You're just going to
Ja.
turn around
Ja.
and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Ja,
Somehow I doubt that, but fine.
wir gehen.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Wir gehen jetzt wieder weg und verlassen den Ort wieder.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't
Ja, das
you?
kann
It's
ich gut.
remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Ist okay für mich. Ja, ist mir egal, ich werde keine Prinzessin töten.
Killing is such a gauche phrasing and completely ignores the bigger picture. Your task is to slay the princess because she's terrible and she's really got it coming to her. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Es ist wie das,
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin
Nee,
again.
no.
Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems
Natürlich,
like the
eher doch nicht.
universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
There's no fighting this, is there? I have to go into the cabin, don't I? Fine. Oh yeah, well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place. Ja,
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the
Das ist
wrong
mir
one
egal.
for pretty much
Ist
everyone
meine
who's
Entscheidung.
ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to
wo
happen.
stehst? Ist das schon wieder Cabin?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes.
Die Musik
Glimpses of
leiert.
familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Das ist nicht gut, was ich mache.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Kann ich ein Loch buddeln?
What's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you?
Richtig.
It doesn't matter how many paths or
Yeah.
cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Ja.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right?
It's okay.
But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
Certain death is better as sudden death.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Passiert. Kapitel 2. The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Sind wir jetzt
And in the
eingesperrt?
basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here
Die
to slay her.
Hunde.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Kriegst du alle Hütten, die es hier gab? Ja, die haben schon ein paar gesammelt, glaube ich. Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. Okay, heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. If you won't let me go to the cabin, then I'm just staying here in the woods where... I stay in the woods forever.
Oh, that's clever. A little boring, though. It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing?
Ja, ja, siehst du doch.
No, you can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
Nee, da kennst du mich nicht.
So it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do
Oh, wir haben 9 Contrarian.
nothing forever. Congratulations. You continue to waste everyone's time and do
Das kann ich am besten. Frag Chat.
Wait, can you still hear me? It's getting... What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore. Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
The world around you is unwound. It's physical matter, replaced by textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Oh, Krabbelhände! Feel as a probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I'm our only salvation.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here
Good
to
morning.
slay her.
Oh, ja, okay, danke, dass du mir erzählst, was ich tun soll.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Also ich muss auf Auto drücken, ja, ja.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Wir gehen zur Kabine. Ich will mal Kabine sagen.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
Da fehlt ein
bare.
Rohr.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Boah, das wird so schwer, alles zu schaffen. Wir gehen mal ohne.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello?
Hallo, Steen.
Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's
Die
the kind
klingt-
of voice you only have to hear once to
Das war doch
remember it
jetzt
for the
anders
rest
als
of your
davor, oder?
life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you. Ich bin da, um dich zu
How many
retten.
times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down
Nein,
here
ich
forever.
bin doch bei dir.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Ja, natürlich.
You
Hallo?
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't
Hi.
believe you're here. I've
Sie
been
ist nett.
waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Nee, leider nicht. Das tut mir leid.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Ich guck mal, was ich machen kann, ne?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, gern doch.
You're making a huge mistake.
Wie lieb die ist.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Ja.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Ey, selbst der Hero mag uns.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nee, tut mir leid. Aber wir schaffen das.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Brich hier die Finger um sie zu... Tanni! Ja, ich guck mal oben.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Danke, das dachte ich
You
mir
attempt
fast.
to make your way out of the basement, but the
Ja.
door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Ich kann das doch eintreten. Das ist nur eine blöde Holztür.
Is someone else
also,
here?
Holz ist toll, ne, Tanni? Hey, lass mich
Your
raus!
shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Ja, ich gehe mal zurück, wo ich mein...
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Hm.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Ja, aber das ist ja nicht so schlimm.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Ja! Zusammen!
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Ich verstehe jetzt, warum die
It's the blade
Entwickler
from
Probleme
upstairs.
hatten, dass sie
They're
das
not
Spiel
sure how it
releasen
made its way
durften.
down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Ich save die Princess natürlich.
Fine. against your better judgment,
Oh, jetzt
you
hat die
place
da
the
Blut
blade
am
against the
Mund.
ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Sie hat schön Lippenstift.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Ich will dir deine Hand halten, aber du hast nur eine. Wir gehen zur Tür.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
Doch?
No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair.
Aber sie
You
ist
can't
diesmal
just
nett.
do that.
Ich werde sie wieder beschützen.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Deswegen, sie ist nett. Ich rette sie wieder.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Ja.
You know you don't
Nimm
have
einfach
to
das
do
Messer und
this, right?
schmeiß es weg. Oder behalt's.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Ich resiste.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains
wie hübsch
frozen
sie
in stubborn
ist.
resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Die tötet mich schon
She
wieder.
plunges it into your
süß.
chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It
Oh.
is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Also, Dominik, ist es schon klar, also das gerade, da war ja auch die Schrift weg, das musst du auf dem Thumbnail machen, ne? Das ist schon klar. Ja? Also merkt ihr das? Wehe, da prüfe ich.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to
Oh,
use
das wäre auch
it,
gut.
does she?
Ich weiß nicht, Mist.
Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you.
Ja, aber das ist das
You
Gleiche.
collapse to the
Da kannst du
floor,
nicht auf
your
zwei
blood
machen.
pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's
Oh
rich
nein,
coming
sie
from you.
weint.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice.
Es tut mir
So?
leid, dass ich sterbe,
Everything goes
weil du
dark,
mich umgebracht hast.
and you die.
Es tut mir leid, dass... The damsel, okay. Das nächste Mal versuche ich länger durchzuhalten.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Unsere Zielleitern. Okay, nein. Ja, du Bastardo, du. Also, ich weiß jetzt, wie du funktionierst.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Ja, unsere Geliebte.
Our beloved?
Ja.
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Ich bin
So
Mario.
all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love.
Ja.
And the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've
Ja.
got in the works.
Richtig, du
We'll
doof
see about
Mann.
that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Ja, und?
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Richtig. Wir gehen jetzt einfach zur Hütte. Unsere Geliebte ist da drin, wir müssen dahin.
Before you go any further.
Nein, lass mich in Ruhe.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything
Sie
in
liebt
her
uns.
power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
Endlich sag's mal jemand.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Ja.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Warum?
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Das machen alle Frauen, aber es ist okay. Wow, Tanja. So. Geliebte, wir kommen.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant. Its stone
sieht schon wieder
walls
anders aus, oder?
draped in fine-threaded tapestries.
Ja.
A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on
Der
its edge.
Sprügel.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Doch.
There's definitely a mirror.
Ja, wir haben Augen,
There
wir
isn't.
gucken, wir sehen. Doch.
I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Vielleicht weiß der Erzähler das wirklich nicht. Also ich möchte mich selbst angucken, weil ich nämlich sehen möchte, wie wunderschön gut aussehend ich bin.
That's a great idea. We have to make sure
Genau.
we're looking our best before we save her. We shouldn't waste time preening. If he is lying about the mirror, it might be important. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Wir nehmen jetzt einfach das Messer und gehen runter.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
Nein,
without a
aber
weapon.
ich muss die wieder befreien.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her
Genau.
from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
Also das Schwierige ist, ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob es schlau ist, beim zweiten Mal das Blade-Ding mitzunehmen, weil vielleicht war das der Grund, warum wir eingesperrt wurden. Weil ja das Messer auch weg, also der Dolch weggeflogen ist. Aber wir versuchen jetzt einfach nochmal, wenn das Gleiche passiert, dann haben wir Pech gehabt. Ignoriere den Spiegel, der geht eh weg, da. Ich glaube, der will nicht, dass wir
The
zeigen,
door
dass
to
er
the
da ist.
basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim Still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Geliebte!
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the
Das stimmt
manipulation.
überhaupt nicht. Wir sind verliebt.
You walk down the
Man
stairs
hat
and lock eyes with the
unseren Arm
princess.
gesehen.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Die ist aber relativ frei.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Das ist nicht
your
mal,
spirit's
es hat nicht
plenty
mal, nicht,
loud, all
also,
right.
ich weiß nicht, ob man die Kette nicht sieht, aber
It's you, my dashing hero.
ja,
I was so worried you
ich
wouldn't come
bin
back.
es.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Jetzt hör auf.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us.
Aber nur weil er es
Only because
gemacht
he
hat.
made us try and kill her. It was self-defense.
Ja.
Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've
Stimmt.
died before.
Oh mein
So an
Gott.
entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Ja. Endlich ist Chat auch mal im Game vertreten durch den... Ja, das habe ich das letzte Mal gesagt, als wir die Demo gespielt haben. Ich erinnere mich. Da hatten wir auch den Smitten. Ja, da habe ich auch gesagt, oh, Chat ist im Spiel. Ja, es kommt zurück.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Ja. Haben wir Blumen dabei?
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Guck ihr Lächeln an. Natürlich wollen
We
wir sie
never saw a
retten.
world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? No. Do I have to cut you out again? I really didn't care for that last time. What happened after I died? I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there? Yeah, I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Ja,
Another version of me was
tut mir leid.
pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Aww.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent.
Heavy net?
Almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Da muss ich dich wieder rausschneiden.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
Na dann.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Hä, der Held
She
ist voll
didn't care last
unheldenhaft.
time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not
Nein,
to be
jetzt
trusted.
hör auf.
So go ahead and slay her.
Die ist einfach nur nett. Sie braucht mehr Ketten, damit sie nicht weg von uns kann. Tani, du solltest vielleicht noch... Nee, Tani, du bist toll. Du bist perfekt, wie du bist. Alles gut.
No,
Wir rescuen sie.
I can't
Doch.
let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes.
Oh,
Not on my
das war in
watch,
meinem kleinen
villain.
Hirn, in meinem...
My passions
Pferdchen?
contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
Gott, der ist in meinem
I
Busse.
would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Aww.
Approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Oh, wir haben gleich
I
das
can't believe
perfekte
it.
Ende.
I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Das ist ein Ehering, oder?
And you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Gerne.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Oh,
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone
Jetzt,
out there
pst.
is saved.
der zerstört immer die
Is that a
Stimmung.
threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
Heiraten. Was möchtest du denn
Let
tun?
me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
Die hat eine andere
So
Krone als die letzte.
gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in
gosh.
deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Oh, das ist eine gute Frage. I want you to tell me what you want. There must be something you want. Do you want to end the world? I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later. If you want to leave, then let's leave. Something isn't right here. I'm sorry. Slay the princess. Ich möchte, dass du mir erzählst, was du möchtest.
I just want to make you happy.
Oh!
She can't just want to make us happy.
Ah, die Musik
It
wird
makes
ganz
sense to me.
romantisch.
That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. I want you to make me unhappy. Was? Aber was würde dich denn glücklich
I
machen?
just want to make you happy.
Die wird immer gruseliger.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
Da muss doch was geben, was du willst.
I just want to make you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us.
Yeah.
You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Aber du musst doch noch irgendwas anderes mögen.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Hä? Lady Killer slain innocent? Ich habe doch niemanden geslayed. Ich war doch nett. You don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
No! She was our perfect match! She's gone. Where did she
She's
go?
like wind.
Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
Ja, ich seh euch drüben, ne? Tschüss.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Spieglein, Spieglein in dem Haar. You approach the mirror. Wir gucken. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Boah, irgendwann bin ich ein Ganzes. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
When I found you in the long quiet
Oh, die wird mir
alone,
angegrabbelt.
I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is...
Tut mir leid, aber das muss gesaved werden. Hä?
Flickering lights.
Stop!
Empty city.
But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Wie viel hast du dich verändert?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Anni mag das. Wie fühlt es sich an, sich so zu verändern?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Wenn es alles vorbei ist, weißt du, was du willst? Also was
With
du tun
every
willst?
gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? Also kann ich
Those
nicht?
paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own.
Oh, sehr
They are
gut.
useless to
Sehr
us
gut, ich
now.
kann nicht doppelt machen.
Inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Das ist gut. Aber das ist auch schön, dass sie eine Erklärung dafür haben, dass man es nicht nochmal machen kann. Weil ganz oft, wenn man so Spiele hat, wo man alles erkunden muss und immer wieder das Gleiche machen muss, da kannst du halt, also das ist so frustrierend, wenn du immer wieder das Gleiche machst und nichts Neues bekommst. Aber dadurch, dass sie ja von dem Pfad weiß, lässt sie uns das nicht machen, weil sie ja diese Welt dann schon vernichtet hat. So, deswegen können wir die nicht mehr, also können wir ja nicht mehr in die Welt rein, die sie schon, das finde ich gut gemacht. Oh, you have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. Why? Danke.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Was willst du, dass ich dir das nächste Mal bringe?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
Deep shit.
My joy isn't seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Oh, die ist lieb, ich mag die. Wie viel brauchst du noch?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more
Hey,
perspective.
aber immerhin ist sie schon ein Teich, also ist mehr als eine
You will
Pfütze.
have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Okay, und wenn man kein Fan von sowas ist und es trotzdem mag, dann haben die Entwickler alles richtig gemacht. Ich bin bereit, zurückzugehen.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Oh Gott, ich hab's vergessen.